Okay, gentlemen, listen up. I don't need to go over the game plan again. We all know what we got to do. Wanted to let you know I'm proud of the work we've been doing around here. Sharp practices, attention to detail all around. Also wanted to make it official. I'm inserting one of our up-and-comers into the starting lineup tonight. Let's help him out. Make sure the pressure doesn't get to him.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, dog.
We all get one chance to shine. Better make it count.
It's time for some hoops at Pepsi Center, home of the Nuggets, and we're going to bring it to you live on 2K Sports. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, this is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, welcoming you to NBA basketball on 2K Sports. You take a look at the Jazz. They're hungry for wins and have to look at this as a great chance facing another struggling team. We'll see if they can seize the opportunity. And a lot of excitement centering around one young player tonight, folks, as we'll be watching a game that marks the first official NBA start from Clutch.
And I think we knew this would happen. He's shown the team, he's shown the fans just the potential, the talent. I think it was just a matter of time before he became a starter in this league.
And that's not to be taken lightly either, Steve. I mean, it's a big role that he's jumping into here. And I know foremost in his mind is being able to be a guy that the coaches can trust and that they made the right decision in making him their guy. So I think it'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
Talk about being one of the all-time great stories in the NBA. This kid goes from being undrafted and fighting for a 10-day contract, and now he's a starter for this club.
It's really a story of a guy starting with nothing in the league and fighting his way onto a team, and those are always really inspirational stories. His path to the starting lineup gives hope to everybody playing in or out of the NBA that could possibly be them someday.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Trevor Booker is out there with Rudy Gobert, and it's Clutch in at the point. Now here's Burks following the miss by Lawson. Fires top of the key. The shot's good from Clutch. Clutch has got his second basket. Clutch has gone 2 of 3 from the field. Lawson kicks to Chandler. Back to Lawson. Nurkic the pass to Foy. Denver passing it around. Randy Foy is on the way. Clock at 6. The pass to Nurkic. And he banks in the layup. The Jazz have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, Denver's head coach had a few moments to share with me. He's looking to even the score in this season series with a win of their own. He told me they can certainly play better than they did the last time, and said with their defense and shot blocking, they're planning to make matters difficult at that end of the floor. Kevin, let's see if they can lock him up.
Okay, thank you, Doris. And the defensive approach, guys, how do you think that'll play out here?
I don't know, Kevin. I'm not sure they should be more focused on their opponent than they are on themselves.
That is sort of the way it sounds, Steve, but still, I don't think a defense-first mindset is ever a bad thing.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And his free throws are only going in at about a 72% rate this season. Not a terrible number, but something that could definitely improve.
First one falls for him. Both good from the line that time. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Kicks it to Hayward. Dishes to Burks. Shoots from 14, and Utah again with the bucket.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
So for the Jazz, their last game, a win against Los Angeles.
You know, they had a great start to that game. A couple guys got hot early, and it seemed to become contagious. Everybody started shooting the ball well at that point.
You know, typically if there's a hot shooter, the defense can make an adjustment and lean everything towards stopping him and let somebody else beat you, but that wasn't an option in that game.
Ty Lawson, the former 18th overall pick back in 2009. Super quick, athletic point guard who looks to push the pace. He's been the perfect fit in the Nuggets' up-tempo offense.
And he makes the first. Gets them both. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here's Clutch. Lawson defending. And here's Burks. Right now averaging 11 points a game. 5 to shoot. And Utah again with the bucket.
Good job there, Kevin, getting himself a little space on the inside.
The Nuggets trail. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Fareed the pass to Nurkic. The shot by Chandler, wide open. Offensive rebound. Fareed, no good. Jazz have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Here's Booker, and there's another one for the Jazz.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Nuggets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Lawson outside. Nurkic the pass to Fareed. 6 to shoot. And Chandler, here we go. All alone. Rebounded by the Jazz.
You know, that's a problem he has. I mean, not being able to knock down that open jumper. I think it happens far too often.
And Hayward gets it to go.
Very positive opening quarter for them. The shots have been falling.
You know, the shooting percentage would be nice if it stayed right there, but that's going to be tough to do.
Jazz leading by 6. Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And shoot, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't have my mic on, y'all. Yes, this is 15.
With ease, executing quality shots, I mean, this is fun to watch.
Yeah, this is like a clinic out there.
Nah,
This is
nah, nah,
exactly
nah.
how you attack a defense. Move the ball, sharp cuts, but really a nice pace to their offense.
Here's 4 after the basket by Utah.
Yeah, shit, man. I'm
Chandler
sorry.
down low. Defended by Hayward. Chandler's shot good.
Looks like he's trying to find a groove in this game. Just hasn't had it dialed in yet.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here.
Dilly 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 da. It's okay.
Jazz have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And so in the game for the Jazz, Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Jeremy Evans is out there with Trevor Booker. And it's Clutch in at the point guard position. Now here's Hayward coming off a solid outing against the Lakers. The shot's good from Clutch. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Lawson outside. No good. And Utah the other way now. Last time they met was in Utah.
Well, whether by design or by accident,
Damn.
they drew so many fouls
Shit
in that
out of
game.
me, man.
It really became an issue for their opponent as the game wore on.
An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
Here's Clutch. He's guarded by Chandler. Pulls up on the elbow. And once more, he gets it. Another bucket from Clutch. Clutch has got 10 points in the game. Just to expand on what Steve was saying, they really did bring the refs into the game by initiating so much contact.
Yeah, but I don't think that was a major. I think they would have won the game anyway, quite honestly, guys. But once they got a lot of opposing starters out of the game, clearly that helped their cause.
See that. Just
But
five
I
to shoot.
just can't.
Shoots from the baseline, and the shot is good. The Utah lead has been cut back down to 11. Big bucket there from Foy. For Utah, they've gone 4 of 6 in the field here in the second. Clutch the pass to Burks. Looks for Evans, gets it to him.
Damn,
Over
nigga,
to
what
the
the fuck
wing.
up?
6 on the shot clock. Shot from 16, and again it's Utah.
You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
The Nuggets have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Fareed setting the pick for Lawson.
I'll run the shit out you
Foy
next
kicks
time.
to Lawson. Here's Foy. Right now averaging 11 points a game. And the layup falls. Foy's got 6 here in this quarter.
He's finally starting to get it going here offensively.
Here's Clutch. Lawson defending. Out to Hayward.
Damn.
Here's Garrison. From the top of the key, he buries
Yes,
it.
and making no shots.
Clutch has got 14.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from.
Lawson the pass to Laverne. Stolen by Evans. Here's Clutch. Lawson defending. And it's good. 16 points for Clutch.
Boy, they're getting into a real
Coach
groove
thinking
inside
like,
the three-point line. Knocking
just
down
making
those
more points than
mid-range
him.
jump shots.
Yeah, in fact, that's the shot they've used from that range, Clark, to get 8 of their last 10 points.
Nurkic checked in for the Nuggets.
The past few weeks, you can see how Utah stacks up. First in fewest turnovers per game. First in opponent points per game. And they're the #2 field goal percentage team. Taking good shots and knocking them down.
And what's most impressive out of all those numbers, Clark, is the few turnovers that they commit. Because now all of a sudden you're executing, you're putting a lot of pressure on the defense because they know they're not going to force a lot of steals and get out in transition to find easy points.
Jazz leading by 13. Here's Clutch. He's got 16. Hayward dishes to Burks. Here's Garrison. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Clutch has got 12 now in this quarter.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
Now, here is Lawson. He's got 6. Chandler up top. Defended by Hayward. The shot's good from Lawson.
Bro.
Their low post defense has to show some improvement, guys.
Yeah, of the last 10 points, Steve, 8 have come from in tight.
It's stolen by Lawson.
How the fuck is
And
going?
now
What is
it's
going
Lawson. He can
on?
Go all the way. Plays it in off the breakaway. 13 points for Lawson. 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 13 points for Lawson's got 10 points.
Yeah,
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Now here's Hayward. Right now averaging 17 points a game.
Shit, give me the ball. Give me the ball, babe.
Pass to Clutch. Shot clock at 6. And he gets it to go. Clutch has got 20 points.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Lawson outside. Rebound, Utah. Hayward's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be. Firmly in control.
A charging foul?
Yep, they have not let their
Hey man, you just calling shit on me for some reason.
Big group substitution here for Denver.
Nice shooting.
Chandler. Martin's checked it. And the first half is now in the books. Jazz lead by 9.
Oh, no.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline.
What's up with
Doris?
you in this room?
Yes,
man?
guys, I've got
Why you
Jameer
don't
Nelson.
like
And
Denver?
Jameer, what's going to be the focus of the second half?
Keeping the ball in our hands and making decisions that gives us good shots. I think when we do that, we shoot a high percentage, as you can see. The games that in the half that we are bad is when we turn the ball over a lot.
Jameer, thank you. Guys, looking to cut down those turnovers.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of action following halftime.
Okay, that was some strong work in the first half. Let's talk about what we got to do to keep this crowd out of the game. At the offensive end of the floor, it's been a very intelligent display. We're hitting our shots because we're only taking smart shots, and that's the way we want to do it. On the fast break is where we show the most signs of life. When we pushed it, we were able to catch
There is
it.
no picture of that shit.
And just to talk about what we want for the pace of the game, I'd say nice and steady suits us just fine. It doesn't have to be attractive. All right, we're in good shape, but this is a strong team we're up against. We're going to have to weather some storms in the second half. Come on, fellas, we got this.
He has 20 points and also an assist. Not missing much. In fact, hitting just about everything he's taken.
Can he keep this up? Wow.
The Nuggets trail by 9. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the 3rd. Taking a look at the Nuggets, Chandler and Fareed are at the forward spots. Lawson out there with Foy, and it's Nurkic in at the 5, roaming the paint. Lawson, the 10-footer, finds the target. Lawson's got the first points of the 3rd quarter up on the board for the Nuggets. Jazz leading by 7. Pass to Hayward. Here's Clutch. And Gobert kicks to Burks. Nice ball movement by Utah. The shot's good from Clutch. Clutch has got 22 points.
What a competitor, Kevin. He's been looking for a shot all game long, and he's really shouldered the load for them offensively.
Well, Trey Burke, the Burks, and coach, try saying that fast 5 times.
Is indeed a bit of a tongue twister. But you know, Kevin, these two have a chance to make a pretty special backcourt tandem. Both are really exceptional ball handlers, and I like Alec Burks' ability to attack the rim and finish creatively. And, you know, Trey Burke showed in his rookie year that he can shoot it from deep and knows how to run a team effectively.
Well, you talk about Burks' ability to finish around the rim. A great athlete. They say he added about 6 inches to his vertical leap training with his teammates in Santa Barbara.
And with Burks' length and athleticism, the tools to be a tough defender are there. I mean, he's still learning how to play defense effectively and efficiently, but already he's a pretty good rebounder from the guard spot.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Utah leading. Here's the break. It's tipped. Chandler with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Here's Foy. The kick out to Fareed. The feed to Lawson. Here's Foy. Here's Chandler. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy two.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
It's his first trip to the line.
And he's putting together a solid year at the free throw line with his percentage currently about 79.
And it's clear that's a change for the better from what he was able to do at the free throw line a year ago, guys.
And he's good on the second. Here's Clutch. He's got 22. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Clutch has got 4 this quarter.
When they pulled up from mid-range, more often than not, they've varied.
You know, that's not always the #1 option, but if the defense gives that to you, you got to take it.
And that one's good.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
He kicks it to Booker. Goes up the baseline, and the basket good. Booker's got 6 points. Here's Lawson. He's got 13. Left side Lawson. Fareed setting the pick for Lawson. Passes to Foy. Launches it. Hayward grabs the board. Hayward's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area they just can't afford to get lazy with.
You know, I think the effort's been there, Steve, but they're still getting outworked just by a skosh. Well, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
Lawson drives in. On the wing, Chandler. Back to Lawson. Utah with the rebound. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Here's Clutch. Lawson defending. For 3. Burks' shot is good. They got on this roll a while ago, and they... just haven't looked back.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Laverne, he's checked in for Denver. Arthur comes in for Kenneth Fareed. And Utah. Jeremy Evans checks in for Trevor Booker. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, I was able to listen in on what Quinn Snyder was going over with his team. He wants to see renewed effort from them on the offensive glass. He talked about the second chance points that are out there if they work for them. He also said something you don't hear too often from a coach. He told his guys they should have a shoot-first mindset instead of trying to be, quote, too cute with the ball. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
Thank you, Doris. Garrison. And Utah again with the bucket.
Boy, they've been so sound offensively in the second half. I love the way they're playing.
Yeah, there's really no comparison in the shooting percentages between the teams since the break.
Lawson outside. The pass to Laverne. It's stolen by Gobert. And the Jazz pushing it up now. Burks leading the charge. Back to Evans. Pass to Clutch. The basket good off the assist from Evans. And that's now 28 points for Clutch. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Jazz.
Boy, defensively, they've played with a high energy level, guys. And all the steals we've seen, really a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
To the right side. Burks, the pass to Clutch. Fires from the wing. Again, the Jazz score.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
The Nuggets trail by 16. Lawson outside. There's the bucket. Good. Lawson's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
There's the dish to Burks. Pulls it up. And again, another basket there from Clutch. Clutch has got 32 points.
All the buckets he's poured in today have put them in a terrific position heading into the stretch.
And Lawson with the drive. Utah with the rebound. Gobert's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Clutch. Harrison. And Utah again with the bucket.
That's 10 straight points on mid-range jump shots.
You know, to paraphrase a Bible verse that says love covers over a multitude of sins, good shooting does the same thing in basketball.
The shot's good from Lawson.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Here's Clutch. Lawson defending. And Hayward gets it to go. Hayward's got his 2nd basket of the night.
They're leaning on that mid-range shot right now. That's 6 of their last 10 points from that area.
Well, they might as well continue to pull up and let it fly.
The shot's good from Lawson.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Garrison. That's good. Clutch is 16 here in the second half.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Here's Arthur. The shot is off. Evans with some nice D. Jazz leading by 18. Here's Clutch. He's got 36. Gobert the pass to Clutch. Shot from the wing. And Utah again with the bucket.
What an excellent performance from the field for him.
And here's Lawson. And the rejection by Evans. Can't get it to go. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Jazz out in front, running away with it. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next.
Tune in this Saturday night, February 28th. Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks take on Gordon Hayward and the Utah Jazz. It's the real deal.
And, Steve, we've got a moment here to go to our State Farm assist of the game, coming on some very clever point guard play.
Well, he mans that position for a reason, Kevin, because he passes the ball so well, sets up his teammates beautifully, really gets this offense into a nice rhythm.
Delivering the pass important, but putting the pass in the right place for shooters, as you well know, huge.
Yeah, no question.
And for Kenneth Faried. And Utah making a change here. Nuggets have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Taking a look at the Jazz. Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Trevor Booker is out there with Gobert, and it's Clutch in at the 1. Here's Nurkic, down to 5 on the shot clock, and that one's good.
You know, it's such a treat to watch the game for a living. It doesn't stand still. It keeps evolving. And as we see the leadership changing hands, a new commissioner, new owners, I think that process will continue. And hopefully they'll strike that balance between preserving the tradition of the game while also continuing to attract new fans.
The Nuggets have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Hayward against Gallinari. From 13, good as the jump shot falls.
And guys, with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who's watched it. I mean, just a total mismatch in a true show of strength for Utah.
But Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out Clark this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
Well, as we get closer to making this one official, we can safely say it's been a very one-sided season series. So far, they've won both of the first 2 meetings.
With 2 more to go before the end of the season, and they'll obviously be very confident heading into those 2 games.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Clutch. He was extremely efficient offensively, getting looks, knocking down big shots all game long.
They swipe it. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. For the Nuggets, Laverne, he's checked in for Hickson. Arthur comes in for Gallinari. And Harris subbed in for Will Barton. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here.
Well, it looks like their comeback hopes are out the window. I think this lead is safe now.
Yep, this one's a done deal.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
24 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Shoots a 3. Rebound, Utah. Here's Clutch. Missed. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Sport, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan player of the game, Clutch.
Let's go all the way into the back, Mr. Bishop.
Any reason you were in such an offensive groove tonight?
I got no explanation. I was fortunate enough to get some good looks and knock them all down, I guess.
You there. Next question.
You may have won, but you dominated the ball to an alarming degree. How can you keep your teammates happy if you're preventing them from getting their numbers?
I really don't know where you're getting your facts from. I'm just doing exactly what Coach told me to do within our offense. If you got any issues with that, then you should take it up with my coach. I'm just playing the game the way I was told to.
You?
Yeah, first game as a starter. Feel good?
Yeah, man, it felt great.
Yeah, even though you displaced one of your teammates from the starting lineup?
It's a business, man. I'm just trying to handle mine, all right?
Tell that to the other guy.
Hey, man, the other guy's my brother, all right? I bleed for him, he bleeds for me.
And I think that answers the question. That's all the time we have, folks.